Now, Jubilee Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni has claimed that the row between President William Ruto and opposition leader Raila Odinga widened after King Charles III visit to Kenya ended. According to Kioni, the opposition ascertained that the government laid out a well-oiled plan to tame the opposition in an effort to show that the country was united. However, the government benefited from what Kioni termed as a public relations gimmick, as the opposition's demands, including lowering the cost of living, were unmet. This explains the camaraderie witnessed between Raila and Ruto at State House during the state bouquet hosted in favor of King Charles on Tuesday, October 31. The same was witnessed at the Kenyatta International Conference Center (KICC) during the Africa Climate Summit, where Deputy President Gachagua received Raila as one of the key state guests. Over 17 heads of state attended the inaugural Africa Climate Summit, which developed strategies to mitigate climate effects ahead of the 2023 United Nations Climate Change Conference at the Expo City, Dubai. He said this in a quote, "They were very clear in their mind what they wanted. There was a team of 15 African leaders who were coming into the country before, and they needed us to have a calm country to give the perception that all was well in Kenya. We had the Climate Change African Summit and then the King. These were the issues they needed to give the impression that all is well and we are legitimately elected as leaders of the country." End of quote. He further alleged that President Ruto agreed to the bipartisan talks conducted by the National Dialogue Committee to manage the opposition ahead of the tours by notable world leaders. Kioni insisted that the talks, led by former Vice President and Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka and the Kenya Kwanza's Kimani Ichung'wah, Kikuyu Member of Parliament and National Assembly Majority Leader, were a waste of time. The sole purpose of the dialogue, he alleged, was to derail the opposition from holding the government accountable. According to Kioni, during the 3 months where the talks were underway, the government embezzled funds as seen through the controversial government-to-government Saudi oil deal and the 6 billion Kenya shillings edible oil scandal under the Ministries of Energy and Trade, respectively. He said this, and I quote, "Kenya Kwanza was all along managing Azimio, and that the committee sessions were a waste of time. We got into the discussions and they were dilly-dallying. They didn't have an interest in dealing with the interim measures. It was a question of what meetings we would have, the programs and the work plan. They were asking about issues that were meant to delay the process." End of quote. This is Cuba News.